You always burn the stuff you shouldn't. Especially those eggs. Get good at cooking. I don't remember what was going on. It's been like 2 days. Okay, I remember what was going on now. Last time on not a game centered around the main character. Actually, come to think of it, I have been complaining about how the story for the main character isn't very interesting, but I just realized if you just accept the fact that you're not the main character, it's probably like Eleanor/Lamb, then the game becomes a bit more interesting, more realistic in terms of storytelling. Okay. Well, you know, even in terms of storytelling, you know, there's not really, I'd say, a main character. There's just a bunch of individual characters. I guess Rapture would be the main character, which is acceptable as well. Secret? No. No, 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 no. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything here. I suspect that goes down a level, yeah. I've been all through there. And I've been all through there. And there's nothing here. Okay. Because this one seems like a pretty linear level we're working at here.
Severance package cancelled. Benefits rescinded.
Oh. I have no idea why his little bird exploded. That really don't make no sense at all. Alright. Let's move it quickly to the story element. Hey boy, what are you doing here? Wonder... Oh. Shit, now we're getting teleported. Back to the office we were at? Yeah. You can even take stuff. This is... we already came here. Where we helped that lady out. Oh. I remember this. We got hurt. Hey, we're underwater. Is there a shark gonna come get us? No. We've been here already. This is the location question mark. And it's just got a monument to teleportation plasmid. I don't remember... I don't honestly think that we even got teleportation plasmid in the game. But let's see what it do. That would have been a much more interesting little trip if we had taken it initially, right at the beginning, and it just showed us like all the stuff in the level before we went to it. There's a thing in another game. Who took the picture? Oh. It's like... he looks like he's wearing a mask. Oh, I guess it's because he's a splicer and they're all wearing masks. Oh. There's columns here too. Alright, well. Can we show light? No. Plasmid don't work. Doesn't let me use plasmids or attack. Alright, well. Vending expert 2. That's not exactly a teleportation plasmid, ya dingus. Well, conveniently put us back here. starting to get to the point where Lamb is kind of describing herself, isn't it? Silly little lamb. Tricks are for children, not adults. Well, we finally get the long-awaited weapons upgrade. I think I probably will do it on the grenade launcher thing because it's probably really cool, but maybe it's really boring.
Access granted. Welcome, Gil Alexander.
Here's a guess as to why this breaks in this way. You know, you see when computers break down, they don't do this sort of shit. But if your computer is based on a disk,
Hello again.
it would.
I must assume by now that you're willing to help end my life. In exchange, I have prepared a friendly security escort for you. Now,
Nice.
there's a switch in here which will allow you access to the real laboratories where what's left of me awaits you. Please, use it.
Yeah, so let's say, you know, you've had a CD in your car before, probably, or, you know, that the sound would skip a bit, and I doubt it really sounded like that. But I think that's the deal when old computer shit would break down or it wasn't working. It's because the hard drive it was running on would skip. Oh, it looks like I was already upgrading this shit. Good. Cluster bombs, that sounds radical. Let's get it. And we're full up on stuff. Sounds like people are gonna come murder us. Well, murderers. I'm the most murderous of all. Oh shit, no, this guy probably is. Let's put some proximity ones down. Get out this guy. Oh, he's dead already. Those proximity things are really good. Let's try. I want to see if I can actually see what's happening. Oh yeah, yeah, okay. It's so good that it kills people after killing them. Look at them dodging my stuff. Am I done researching him? Yes. Hey! She dodged my thingy! Oh, but she's in water now. Damn. Got too much shotgun. Thank you kindly. Got too much money, too much shotgun, too much everything. Well, it's not a bad thing. Let's hoof it. I can hear my little robot playing the game for me in the background, killing people. I don't really like that, but I do appreciate him doing a good job. Too much drill fuel?
I was to be Sophia Lamb's greatest achievement, a living composite of all Rapture's genius and the body of a single man, unfettered by self-interest. Now, I am nothing more to her than a failed experiment. My scores on tests of intelligence and moral reasoning are still noteworthy, but declining sharply. She has abandoned me, and I do not have long before psychosis takes me.
Oh. So that's how he got affected by the massive dose of Adam. You know, I feel like all the characters in this game could benefit from just no longer a thing. I just like step over it now that I'm in the water. But I guess because of the physics of the water, you're really floaty. I mean, it emulates giving you bigger steps. I guess we're at the back part of Fontaine. Ooh. I do love me some jellyfish. Also, is there a bug here? Yeah, there's just plants floating. I guess they forgot to texture them from the bottoms. You can only see them from the top. Alright. You can really tell how sometimes this game is really unfinished, unpolished, maybe a bit rushed. That's kind of the unfortunate truth for all the Bioshock games. The writers are good. Not much else. I know, the gameplay is very good too. It's very solid. A lot of the visuals are very good too, voice actors. But 2K, I guess, is the publisher. Those are the ones who kind of fucked it up a bit, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure there's supposed to be more slugs and stuff around, but I looked really carefully for them the first time I played this game, and it's just not worth it now. Is this the way I'm supposed to go? I don't think so, because it was dark. It seems like a really roundabout way to go. Is there going to be something special for me? Oh wait, no, the arrow is pointing this way, I think. Yeah. We're not going to go this way. We're going to go check out what's in the other direction first. Yeah, definitely the arrow doesn't want me to go this way. Never mind, it does. Well, sorry. Let's play Stair Simulator for a while, alright? So, one of the things that's been really bothering me for a lot of my life is how I feel like most of the people... Oh, I just got a little slug. Well, there's our exploration reward. Not even like a special model or a closer look at a bigger model. Not enough of a reward, I'd say. Oh, but there's a way back up here in case we wanted to go back. I see. That's acceptable then. There are a number of really critical cultural problems in the United States that I think span from the way it was created.
From my time doing business with the owners, that oxyfill station out there is just a front for a kind of hidden passage leading down below. If Lamb's hiding Eleanor from you, that's where she'll be.
Okay, so there's this hidden passage here, but another regular passage. Or is that the oxyfill station? I can't do anything with this. So what was the point of telling me? No comprende there, Mr. Sinclair. Also, how the fuck does money survive underwater? That shit would disintegrate, wouldn't it? Anyway, so from what I understand, essentially, the United States was founded under two premises. The first premise is a bunch of freedom and stuff and liberty and the ability to do whatever the heck you want. Yeah, that's the one that they teach in the history books. Ooh, the goo! I remember this. I remember the goo. Look at these goo plants. Hypnotic polyp. Polyp, a medical term for a little growth. Most people have at least some polyps in there on their body. You know, sometimes they grow in your armpits. Little things that, you know, just like little skin tags that are not, you know, they're not harmful or anything. They're not necessarily, polyps are not necessarily not supposed to be there. But in a lot of times they are. Little growths like that aren't something that humans really are supposed to have, like hemorrhoids, little balls of skin filled with pus.
I'm afraid the lights in
Those are
here
polyps.
sting my eyes terribly now. Until you arrive to deal with me, they will remain off. Please, locate the breakers and flip them, and then return here to restore power.
This guy, I'll tell you, has the most unfortunate fate of anyone, I think, in this game. Yeah, it would have been better for him to have been killed. Anything we even need here? Auto hacks. Yes, sir. Can only get one. So we got a little glimpse of his fate with the goo and the plant polyps. Smoky, lightning everywhere. Listen to this before I turn it on.
Sophia believes the perfect human altruist is just a formula waiting on us to solve for X. Intelligence and consciousness are not the same, she argued. Awareness of self naturally becomes obsession with it. So, if we could suppress my sense of self, but imbue me with the cognitive capacity to serve the common welfare, we could thereby generate the first utopian. And then, Sophia said, at long last, utopia would follow.
It requires some pretty great personal sacrifice from not herself, Lamb. Can't really see inside this big old tank, but you can see that it's dripping and it's emanating all this gross, fucked up plant life. And there's a bunch of machines and stuff hooked up to it. Very unsettling. Of course, there are corpses. I've only gathered. I've gathered from one little sister this game so far. I need to make sure to gather more before we quit.
Dr. Alexander has agreed to accept both measures of the new utopian project. He will become a kind of genetic chimera, host to all the minds of Rapture, accessing their talents and memories via the Adam we have gathered. And deriving in part from Project WYK, I have developed a new set of behavioral constraints. Dr. Alexander will live to promote the common good. His love and loyalty shall be spread evenly across the entire human race. For me, that is discipline at great personal cost. For him, at last, it will be instinct.
Using those a bit too often. Yeah. Well, we can kind of get to the back of it as well. Well, let's see what we got here in this room. Turn on the machine. Also the lights. I think.
Sophia and I knew that to create the first true utopian would come at a high cost, my friend. We needed someone to be host to all that Adam, Rapture's finest minds. A willing subject, that is to say, myself.
Yeah, so not only is it a completely selfless thing, but it's also
Whatever you may have
super
seen inside the
genius.
tank, that was indeed me. I fear the fate of Eleanor Lamb will be less physical, but no less grotesque. This tank for deep sea life is the ideal way to dispose of me. But first, you must retrieve enough Adam-infused plant life to lure me out. The slugs feed on the stuff, and it's all I seem to want now. I have left a sample here, so you know what to look for.
Gross.
I see you out there, Delta. You want to be top man? You want to sit in the big chair? Well, come and take it.
Yeah, so we just saw a little bit of. Oh, two of them now. Shit. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, let's get a better gun. Not this, that's not even a gun! How about we whip out the bugs? Bugs? They'll help us on our plight. Bit of fire. Set them both on fire. And this'll do. Haha, he died right as he slammed my face. What does Elemental Storm do? Why stick to boring routine when discouraging pesky foes? Use a tonic for scorching, shocking, or chilling surprise. You randomly emit all three. Yeah, so you can set up this like elemental system to whenever you get hit, you do a bunch of fire, ice, or electricity, or all of them. We have a little bit of that already here with my electric flash one and the firestorm one, and you can buff your elemental damage and stuff. So that's one way to spec your character. We're not done researching though, are we? Alright, armor piercing and shotgun. Money, always money. We are done researching him. Whoa, 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 whoa. See, we oops some fire. Shotgun. Yes, we've upgraded this. Phosphorus? No, we'll just... Yeah, phosphorus actually. There we go. We just got too much of everything. Not a bad thing, I guess.
Well, listen, son, those override keys you've been hunting are genetically encoded. And to get to Eleanor, you're gonna need one from Alex the Great in there. First things first, we gotta pin him down. Find those plants he mentioned, and lure him back out.
Poor guy. Chemically and mechanically induced insanity is one of the worst kind of insanities. And that's a fact. Do we have lots of stuff to spend? 200. We could upgrade our incineration. Careful hacker seems like it would be good. We'll stick to what we have for now. When I don't have very much money, I feel like I don't want to spend it at all, but I'm much looser with it when there are more money. Okay, so going back to what I was talking about earlier. The United States is founded on this whole idea of freedom. Yeah, freedom of religion, freedom of debt. Well, sure, that's what they teach, because it's a nice thing. That's a good way to teach that. Those little pustules make people angry. Don't worry, I'll solve your anger problem, but oh, that one won. He won a quick death. But what was the United States really founded on? In my opinion, the United States is a country that was created, unlike all other countries, due to most other countries created due to proximity. We live here and we have forever. Cultural or religious reasons. We've always been together, or we share a set of common beliefs. There may be other forms of major country production, but I think those two are really the ones that matter. So the United States founded on... Oh, fuck. I really botched this up because I was talking. Oh, but destroying that? No, it's not done. And I'm getting text from my... And I died. Well, that at least ends the security problem. So, anyone who knows about history can feel free to correct me on this shit. I think the United States is essentially founded on the desire for money. The money desire. Some of the countries that were very obviously founded based on money desire, places like a lot of the Caribbean, a lot of basically all of South America, they're hyper fucked now. With, I'd say, the exception of probably the one who's doing the best is the country of Mexico, and that's because it was more so, I think, religious than an economic venture. Because Mexico doesn't really have that great a natural resource bounty, so they just went over and gave everyone Christianity, and they had lots of sex with the natives. Anyway, the United States is founded on money. People went there to get a free piece of land. People went there to get rid of their debt. People went there, yes, for religious freedom, but, you know, a lot of the immigration was, let's move to this land that has nothing there so we can take a bit of our own. Let's do the eminent domain shit. Is that what it's called? And move west. Okay, Europe is doing shit. Let's bring over like all the Irish and all these different countries that were doing so poorly that they needed to move to the United States for money. And so what you end up with too is the governmental system was definitely an advance. It was more free, more politically intelligent, I'd say. It had learned from a lot of the previous problematic regimes, but it was also heavily infused by money, especially over the course of its life. And I don't think you see that too much in the Constitution, but I remember that a lot. Basically, all of the important political movements that have happened in the United States, you know, not all of them, the majority of them have been fully dedicated towards business and money. And we'll talk about that after a little bit more gameplay.
Well, that's the end of the Alpha series. The pair bond simply worked too well. That madwoman Tannenbaum bit the company a hand, turning some of the bonded sisters human again. Others were lost to splices. Either way, the trauma proved too much for the bonded protectors, resulting in unreasoning rage or coma. We can harness their suicidal aggression as foot soldiers, but no more, I'm afraid. Today I saw one kneeling near a gatherer's garden and crying.
It is indeed quite interesting that these guys are supposed to just go radically insane, and that explains why they're so scary when they fight me. Still allows me, the first Delta. We're gonna have a fight after I pick this up, aren't we? No. It's just all somber. They're giving me so much stuff, but I don't need it. All my stuff is full. Oh, there's the fight.
We can't have you running around the laboratories in your condition.
Oh. I'm like being teleported around, or I was frozen or something. That was weird. He was shooting me through the wall. Yeah. So.
Poor things. What a life. Marching around playing daddy until some splicer manages to kill off their sister. And then if the coma doesn't take them, they turn maniac. Nothing left to do but scream. No offense intended, son. We better get you to Eleanor on the double.
Yeah, it's a pretty sad,
Your body
scary fate.
begins to tear itself apart. The compulsion to find Eleanor will drive you to madness or coma. You have no claim on her. Your design was among Rapture's greatest sins. And yet, you persist. Why?
Because I love my daughter. Nothing to research. We've fully learned everything we can about these boyos. It really really does very little damage towards him. One last shooty shoot. Did he die? That's an annoying place to be. Okie dokie. Alright, let's set us up a bomb. Proximity. Corpse. There's that corpse. Oh. Well, that failed me anyway. Let's take yeah, I forgot. Bugs. Bugs, save me bugs, and we'll get the good old telekinesis, which can defend us from literally everything. Well, these little heat seekers are pretty cool, but I think the frag ones are better. Oh, I picked up a rumbler, huh? Is he dead already? Hot damn. Maybe don't throw a corpse at little sis. Is he gonna... Oh, this is his corpse. Well, nothing makes me nicer than other daddy than killing your first daddy. Yeah, boy. Girl. Is this the first thing to gather? Yeah, let's set up a bit of a perimeter. In the garden we are growing. These changes, they be flowing. If you want to be amazing, see the flowers we are raising. Alright. Let's get gathering. Bug bomb is set up already there. Come on. Didn't want to take. This thing gun really punishes you for not getting those headshots. Is he gonna run to it? He just ignored it. Alright, things are going not bad. Did it just hit the wall? Oh, he's having trouble though. Yeah, I hear you, Delta Man. X the eyes. I do appreciate how the dispersion grenade version of this allows me to just miss them completely. I heard a Delta. Where the Delta? That was easier than I thought it would be. Previously we've had like... Oh. Surely the Delta is stuck. Let's go. Sounds stuck at least. Where's the...
Daddy, over there.
This way. Alright. He's stuck outside of the game. He's in this wall, I think. Oh! I got a glimpse of him. You see him there? Just get a little tiny moment of him. He just electrocuted himself. Oh. He's not even like going in the right way. He's like trying to run the wrong way. It's not there anymore. Yeah, I guess he is insane with anger. Alright. So, let's think about some of the most important aspects of United States history. The first one that comes to mind to probably anyone is the Civil War. Now, people think, I think naively, that the Civil War was about slavery. Yes and no, it was indeed about slavery, but it was not about human rights. What it was about was having shit tons of essentially free labor. And how having that much free labor was more important than human rights in the United States. And now, that's something that I think is going to be a... It's sort of a... Oh, what did that sell on hack only? Mini turret. Ow! You bastard. Fuck. Alright, auto hack. Oh! That killed me pretty quickly. Everything does lots of damage now. Well, let's try again. What was I thinking? Yes. So, if you look at the documents associated with the Civil War, which is not very civil at all, mind you, they all seem to talk about it's like it was a really passive aggressive politically thing, because the full reason why the Civil War actually happened was the southern states wanted to secede from the Northern Union. The Union with the North. And the reason they wanted to secede was because the North was becoming progressively more progressive, i.e. they were doing stuff like liberating slaves and giving black folks a lot of different rights, which, of course, was terrible for the South bottom dollar. In the North, there's never really been that much amazing farmland, especially in the Northeast, where the states started out. So, slavery wasn't really very important. If you look at a map, for example, you'll see a lot of the northern states, especially as they were back then, were really small compared to places like Virginia. Oh, that's cool. We got to see an ambush they did against this thing, and how it just didn't work. Where's the corpse? I need to harvest, girly girl. Do I not have one with me right now? Is that what's going on?
Don't make me carry you.
Ooh. That's a place I want to go. And the reason the states wanted to secede was because the North was becoming progressively more progressive, and that's threatening their main economy source, slavery. And I can understand. I don't remember. I think it was in Wild Wild West where it happened. In that movie, Will Smith is playing this black. I think he was a bounty hunter. Of course he's black. And he's about to be hanged for, I think, doing like the mayor's daughter, a white girl. And, you know, they don't like that. Of course they don't like that. Do I even have a sister on me? I thought I did. Did I not? Well, here, this is what we'll do. We'll kill this one. And that'll give us the opportunity to identify whether or not we have a sister. Let's go. Jesus, that does shit tons of damage. 4 grenades and he's dead. Okay, we'll adopt her. I guess I lost my first sister. Oh, I got a diary.
Ask yourself, Mr. Meltzer, is it better to be summarily executed as an outsider caught within these grounds, or to be united not just with your daughter Cindy, but with the Rapture family as well? The choice is yours. I urge you to accept the Protector program. You will live by her side and remember nothing beyond your love for her.
I wasn't the first to find Rapture, you crazy bitch. And I won't be the last. You do whatever you want to me. As long as I'm with Cindy, I'm a happy man.
There it is, the fate of the guy we've been following all game so far. This guy that came down in search of his daughter, and we've been hearing little things from him, he very recently got converted into that Big Daddy that's right there. That's a sad story. Come on. Shouldn't be that hard to attach fire to this thing. It just doesn't want to. Alright. Hey, there's a Delta. Ow, that did no damage. Why did it do no damage, huh, game? Alright. Let's think of some other... Ooh, we should go down there. Is it safe? Think of some other ones. Some other one of the important events around which the United States was formed. How about... I was just thinking of one. Well, the one that's coming up right now, one of the most important turning points in the United States was the creation of the National Bank and a distributed currency. Distributed currency, is that the right word for it? A non like gold or silver based currency, credit based currency. That is an incredibly important move for the United States and really the entire world. I'm not sure if this is true, but it seems as though a non-gold based currency is really good because it allows the government, or presumably intelligent controlling groups, basically the United States, to manipulate things in the economy for the better of the world. Now, some folks really go on a huge rant about how the Federal Reserve, this is the group that organizes how much money there is in dollars and functionally how much money there is in the world, also inflation and interest for all banks and stuff in the United States. Oh, come on! That stupid alarm system is not good. I don't think it's a good gameplay system. Like, it's cool that there's these security robots everywhere, but, like, hot damn. Luckily they get murdered by a single shot of the shotgun. Okay, we're not done yet? Come on. See, I think that's just an unreasonable, annoying punishment for making a tiny little hacking mistake. And yes, it promotes getting the hacking plasmids, but at the same time, it's just not fun. Punishment is not gameplay. Not in a story-based game like this. Not in a shooting-based game like this.
Mother has destroyed Dr. Alexander. She tried to splice him into some kind of living saint who would calculate the common good and adhere to it tirelessly. But now he's become something unspeakable. Mother's philosophy is just as corrupt as Ryan's. By her standards, it would be better to have the entire world equally miserable than to allow us to strive in our own behalf. I have to get out of here.
Yeah, that don't sound good there, Eleanor.
I know you're in there. I know who you are, and you don't scare me.
I'm out of shotgun shells. Alright, time to use a different gun. I haven't used a machine gun in a while, and we're like pretty much full ammo on that. I didn't understand this before now. These are the cells that they were using to turn people into the daddies and the deltas. An unfortunate circumstance. You know, I was watching a little bit of explanation video summaries, they're called, on YouTube, where people just talk about stories and stuff. And one of the things that was made really clear in a video I was watching was that you do not want to explain the magic in a universe. Now, they, especially like in like Lord of the Rings and fantasy things, explaining exactly how magic works is supposed to make it less interesting, and he did have a point to some extent. However, in this case, they explain everything about plasmids. They explain everything about Big Daddies. And I don't think that makes them less interesting. It gives them a sadder story and tone. It makes you really feel a bit more connected to them. They explain a lot about plasmids and the little sisters. They explain everything about Delta. That's cool. It was like a power fist thing or something. They by telling you how the magic of this works, it gives you a deeper feeling of understanding and sorrow and story and wealth of the world, not just hurts the value of your story. Maybe it's explaining technology, that's not bad, but explaining magic is taboo. Because the whole point of magic is you don't know how it works. The whole point of technology is it lets you do something that you wouldn't otherwise be able to. Marshmallow, because you got all burnt up. Haha, that's cute. Alright, well we can't get in that last room over here because it's frozen over. So what if we... Oh, I hear a dad. I hear a Delta. Come on, you monster. Sounds that these guys make is pretty nice.
Poor Gilbert. It was his will to die, Delta. To serve the majority by protecting them from his lunacy. Your entire journey here is based on your refusal to do the same. Will you grant his request, knowing that he served the family?
Rebirth, huh? Sure, you live forever, but minus your body. I like my body, kid. I don't feature the idea of my memories and personality being stored in the head of some saintly child, like just one more dusty old book in the library.
Agreed. Well, I don't know. I would like to have agency, and I think that the loss of your body means loss of agency. But if I had a robot body, or, you know, even an internet body where I could control computer stuff, I think I'd be happy. Yeah, we melt the door, and now the... Okay, so now let's go back in. Get the stuff. If we even really need this stuff, like... Oh, yes, we do definitely need that. Oh, let me... What is that actually for? I don't think I've collected all of these. Find 100 audio diaries. Okay.
I visited Eve's garden today. It ended poorly. My seed sold to the enemy. The motive of the whore as yet eludes me. But Atlas approaches. And come what may, I will not be made a slave. I wonder, in recording, do I confess? Just now, Sinclair saw me in the corridor, perhaps reading my face. The bastard looked me right in the eye and suggested I make an appointment with Dr. Lamb.
Talking to a psychologist, or being told to talk to a psychologist, is for a lot of people something that is scary and considered an insult, but do not let that stop you. Not all psychologists are full of shit, just a lot of them. So, be ready to shop around. Get a second opinion. If what one person is selling doesn't smell good to you, find another one. Psychologists are functionally the same as car repairsmen. Some of them have no idea what they're doing.
This is where they bound us together, Father. Plain God, you were the only good thing that Rapture ever gave me.
Yeah, doctors doing bad shit's not a good thing. Thank you, Lammy.
All right, sport, time to feed the fish. Head on back to Alexander's tank and put those plants in.
How about you shut up? I want to gather some more Adam. Give me the drugs.
She was not meant to have a father, Delta. She was to be an heir to my life's work. And this is where they changed her, bonding her to you. The child she was died in this room.
That's your fault for dedicating your life to the public cause and not to helping people, isn't it? There, Lammy. All right, that's enough prep, I'm thinking. Let's gather from the garden that is this guy's blood. This guy's gonna get involved in this shit no matter what I do. Aha, he's fighting them! Not instead of me! Yes, 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 yes. Good. Have the Delta fight the Alpha series. Now my turret shot it too. They're both fighting the turret. Oh, and that one used ice. Cool, they each have their own elemental attribute. My preparation is paying off. Let's help my turret out a little bit. Yep. It's goodbye. violin music. Hold on, sis. This is correct, because I'm packing so many guns. And I really have like an undue quantity of ammunition and such. Oh, this guy like full HP. That's okay. Just a couple of shots from my shotgun and my buddy grenade launcher will do it. Alright, daughter, into the tube. Get yourself some nice, well-deserved rest. For a second there, I got really scared that I wasn't recording. Sorry. Yeah, so what I was saying earlier, the National Bank, the Federal Reserve, the creation of a non-gold standard-based currency was an incredibly important topic in elections for many years. Not sure exactly which elections or which years, a historian to tell you more about that, but the reason I'm proposing I think it just demonstrates how more important the economy is to the United States than anything else, and the better thing for a country to be based around is culture. If any sort, not necessarily the unification of a people, but culture brings individuals together, not a whole group together. It makes people converse more easily. It makes people love their children and their family and elders and other people as well. One of the hugest problems in the United States right now that I don't think anyone even really considers as a problem in the US of A is that children and their parents virtually hate each other, or at best have very little relationship. It's more of the business-like relationship than anything else. The majority of children now, particularly children of well-to-do people, educated folks, hard-working folks, they are essentially raised they're raised at I'm remembering the word for it in Spanish. Some place where you'd go dump kids so that someone else can take care of them while you're gone. In Spanish, it's called a guarderia, which the word, like, if you literally translate it, would be it's a place where you put things away, you know, not a place where children really should be. Oh, my sister. I didn't pick her up after I died. I just left her there. You're right. I was not leaving. She's crying because I had left her. I feel bad about that. I forgot to pick up. I forgot to pick up the gun upgrade, I think, over here. I did it, I think, everything I needed to, and then I just didn't end up getting it. Alright, what sort of stuff? We already have 2 more mini turrets picked up. Hot damn.
Adam, Daddy, let's get it.
Can you put it on the wall? I guess not. Trap rivets. That last one didn't quite work. Oh, I thought this guy was inside the tank, not pinned to it. Trap spears. Takes forever to set these up. Alright, that's more than enough. Let's get to gathering. So, children from hard-working parents, children from educated, cultured parents, children from poor parents, children from parents who both of them need to work to keep their family going, children from parents who, let's get the bugs going as well. Children from parents who don't both need to work, but either the mother or the father does not feel that being a stay-at-home parent has enough fulfillment value for them to do it. It feels like basically everyone's children are being raised by other people. And, you know, there's so many instances of problems in families in the United States. For example, I think that the majority of particularly white Christian families, having dinner together is the only time that they really eat together. And it's a situation where people, children and parents, are forced to awkwardly sit together and eat. And a lot of times they don't want to do that. There's a complete lack, I think, of independence. People don't know how to be parents because they never had parents. A lot of times in the United States, I don't know, I hope it's different in other countries, but parents seem to think that the discipline is being completely in control.
Father, whispering father, they've left you a present at the Gatherer's Garden. Take it.
Yeah. Let's prep again for the next one. I think we're really well prepared. Oh, we can set up our grenade. Corpse. Can I pick this one up? I think I can. Get some bugs. Toss this thing at her. Oh. Research. Yes. Alright. We immediately got a present. Okay, this one has a lot of health. But these things are doing some heckin' damage to her. And they seem to stun her, so we gotta like stun lock to that. That was an unfortunate death for her. I feel like she didn't really have control at all over that fight. I should have been nicer to her. I'm sorry, big sister. I should have let you hurt me more so you'd feel good about yourself. Here's another thing. Home cooking is not something that happens in particularly American culture, but I think it's something that maybe a bit more common in Europe, Western cultures, Australia, definitely in Eastern cultures, Arabic cultures, because just people don't have the money to just purchase pre-made food. You know, here's something special about the United States. In the United States, poverty, mentally, culturally, and of course economically, is obesity, wherein the rest of the world, poverty is lack of food. Oh, there's a little sister, and here's the unhappy bed teddy. Holy shit, we have too much money and too much Atom. Let's spend it. Okay, first of all, let's upgrade our Electrobolt. Chain lightning. Every attack causes chain lightning. Press and hold to charge and release a continuous electrical storm. That's kind of cool.
Every bolt hits more than one foe. Charge up to blast them with a deadly storm.
Alright, I don't think that we really ever have a situation where multiple enemies are standing close to each other, but we'll try it.
Explosive fire with a flick of your wrist. Charge up to blast foes with a fountain of flame.
Alright, cool. We'll try those out before we do anything else. Now, there's no little bar here. We have so much Adam. Let's finish up these gene tonic slots, and we'll fill them up with other stuff in a second here. Sure, money. I don't know, if we go back, what's this? Elemental Storm? No, because it gives ice. Bending Expert 2 sounds good. Equip. Careful Hacker 2. That would be really good. I'll get the Comedian just so you can see what it looks like, and then switch it out in a second here. So, if you stand still, you become invisible. Woo! And the enemies lose you. Is there anyone in here that I want to buy? Really, very much so. This Winter Blast sucks. You can befriend big boys. Haha, big daddies. That's kind of cool. Decoy that draws attack and reflects damage back to foes. Decoy that draws attack away from you, reflects damage back, and gives you its as health. That's pretty cool. Security Command 2. Call in a friend with the added ability to summon bots. That sounds pretty radical. Summon upgraded bots. These seem particularly good for the harder game difficulties. Shorten Alarm seems like it would be good, but with Slower Hacker, maybe we don't need it. That sounds like it would be good. Electrical Storm. We don't really need... I mean, if we had another armor one, I would take it up, but I think what we have is acceptable. We do have the shit about money, and we don't really need money. So let's get the Keen Observer so we can finish anything that we need to research. We can definitely finish researching it. Hurried Hacker, Drill Power, Vending Expert 2. Yeah, we don't really need money. Okay, we still have a bunch, like 100 or so, 240, so hopefully we'll have even better things in the next section. Okay, so let's take a look at the giant fetus that is Alex the Great. We fill those tubes.
Subject Delta is hereby dismissed. Escort them from the premises.
It's filled with the red juice that he so loves. Here's an opportunity to test out our streams of power. First of all, we'll do electricity. Oh, cool electric beam. You can beat him repeatedly with it. Shot out of that. Alright, let's do the fire now. Ow. Fire? Fire. Fire. Fire? Fire is 4. Okay. Cool fire beam. It really doesn't do very much damage. I guess if we had plasmids that upgrade it specifically, we'd be doing better. We just have too much money, too much of everything for this medium. Oh, take a fire beam, you boyo. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it at all. I think I like the electricity beam better. But I think this doesn't capacitate them completely when I do it, so it's like, oh, they still do damage. It's pretty good. Basically, those two are pretty good, and they're cool looking. Which, looking cool is, you know, the most important thing possible, right?
You tried to buy me out with this bribe, this penance, this sublime. God damn you, Delta!
Perfect, son. You reeled him in. Now, use that console there to take a gene sample. It should print up a genetic key automatically.
There we go. Let's see if we can take a little bit of a closer look. You really can't see him very well. He just looks like a mass of flesh. That looks like it might be organs. They've really occluded what we're looking at here. I'll see if I can put up a link to a picture of what this model looks like, because I want to see what that model looks like. I'll put a link for that in the description, if I can find it, and if I remember to do that. Is it gonna poke him? Oh, he's struggling. Jesus, this is a big fucking needle. Sounds like he was laughing there, but that thing really just needs to die. Holy shit. That is horrible. Let's get the fuck out of here. Is this gonna kill him?
You got the key to Lamb's hideout, sport. Eleanor's down there. Now just head out to the oxyfill station and use it.
It is done. The sample disposal button on the panel in front of you will administer a massive jolt of electricity to the tank. More than enough to kill me. Whatever I may say to dissuade you, do not listen. The man whose voice you hear now is long gone. As my mind fades, I find my thoughts turn to the suffering that Eleanor will be made to endure, and I am overcome with pity. But I can only offer my feeble prayers. Perhaps after my death, you can do more. Now, please, I ask you to grant me peace. Goodbye, my friend, and thank you.
You don't have to kill me, Delta. I'm sorry. Please, I will go outside. I will live outside.
He doesn't want to die, huh? Well, morally, I think the right thing to do would be to kill him, because it seems like he doesn't have a very good existence, and he's crazy. But we're going with the no kill anything run, right? So no kill anything means no kill anything. I forget what her name is, but the black lady that I thought was cool in the second level, she hasn't helped us out since. Stanley Poole never helped us out. I mean, saved him. I think this guy will give us a little bit of extra security or something for not killing him. Maybe it'll all come to bear in like the final level. Maybe. I don't know. I'll just leave him. He asked me not to kill him, so I shan't. Even though his old self asked me to kill him, the old self's fucking gone. And the one who matters is the one who's here. Remember that. Don't ever think about what you could have done or what you should have done. Don't give more bearing to the dead than to the living.
This is the oxyfill station, Chief. But don't be fooled by the facade. This is the way in. Use that key now.
This is a little absurd because how could anyone other than a daddy get in here? But whatever. I guess somebody wearing these suits could get in just fine. But I wouldn't expect, like, to go to your hideout, you have to go through an underwater excursion. That's silly. They just wanted it to, their little underwater set piece thing to be just a little bit more shown. Looks like this is where we'll start the next one. I'll play this and
Eleanor's condition
stop here.
may be a blessing in disguise. Early splicing tests indicate 0 genetic damage due to her condition as a little sister. It appears that she is our new vessel. This will be no mere personality schism, though. Rapture's genius will be held within her DNA, able to shift into desired patterns at will. A utopian cannot be confined to a single throw of the genetic dice. When needed, she is a composer, a dancer, an engineer. She truly will be the people's daughter.
That sounds really nice there, Lammy. A bit far away from your original plans of psychologize the people into making a communist utopia out of Rapture, but we'll explore that a little bit more. And the whole thing about the United States was based on money and that's why it's fucked up now, later. So, I'll see you around.